So in today's class, we will discuss about the some basic and important chapter of class 11th, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. So in this particular chapter, we will deal with this chapter with the 5 major topics. Okay. So the first topic is introduction. Second is mole concept. Third is application of mole concept in chemical reaction, and fourth is equivalent mass and gram equivalent mass. Fifth is laws of chemical combination. Okay, so we will deal with this chapter with these 5 major topics. So we will discuss it one by one. So let's start. So in the first chapter of some basic concepts of chemistry, we will discuss the first topic which we will discuss here is introduction part. Introduction part. Okay. So in introduction part, we will discuss matter and its classification. So our universe is divided into 2 categories. First is matter. Second is energy. Right? So matter. Matter is anything which has mass and which occupies some space. Okay. So matter can be classified into matter is divided into 2 categories. First one is physical classification. Second is chemical classification. Okay, so in physical classification, there is 3 types of matter. First is solid state, second is liquid state, and third is gaseous state. We all know about solid, liquid, and gaseous state. So solid is anything which has which has definite shape and volume. Liquid, definite shape, definite volume but not definite shape. Gaseous state is the state in which the substance has no definite shape as well as no definite volume. So we all know about these things. Chemical classification and chemical prospects is more important for us. So in chemical classification, there is 2 categories. So the first one is pure substance, and the second is mixture. So what is pure substance and what is mixture? Pure substance is a material containing only one type of substance. Okay, so only one type of substance is in pure substance category, and in mixture there will be more than one type of substance. So one type of substance, more than one type of substance. So pure substance can again divided into two categories. First is element and second is compound. Okay, so first is element and second is compound. Element is pure substance containing only one kind of atom is called element. So element has only one kind of atoms, right? And compounds, so the compound is pure substance containing more than one kind of elements or atoms. More than one kind of atoms. Example, HCl, H2O, etc. Okay, so this is the compound and this is element. Element can be further divided into three categories. So first is metal, non-metal and metallites. So we all know from our periodic table that the metal is in the left side of the periodic table, non-metal is in the right side and metalloids is in between. So example will be like sodium, aluminium, etc. For non-metal it will be like any gas like nitrogen, oxygen. Metallites will be like boron, silicon, etc. So this is the case. So mixture can be again divided into two categories. So the first one is homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. So homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. From the name as well, homo means uniform and hetero means non-uniform. Okay, so homogeneous mixture is a mixture in which all the components are present uniformly. Components of mixture are present in single phase. For example, water plus salt or water plus sugar. Anything which in which the components are in single phase is in the category of homogeneous mixture. In heterogeneous mixture is a mixture in which all the components are present non-uniformly. For example, like water and scent, water plus scents. So all the things in which the components are in different phase is considered in heterogeneous mixture. So which of the following is a compound? Graphite, producer gas, cement and marble. We know that compound, pure substance containing more than one kind of element is called compound. So graphite is a form of carbon. So it is actually an element, not compound. Producer gas, it is a mixture. It is a mixture of carbon monoxide, nitrogen, carbon monoxide and hydrogen. So actually it is a mixture, not compound, because it is not a pure substance. Cement is a mixture of clay and limestone. Okay, so it is also a mixture, not compound. So the only option that we are left is marble. Marble is a CaCO3. The chemical formula of marble is calcium carbonate. So this is the thing. Our second question is which mixture is called as solution? Which mixture is called as solution. First is homogeneous, second is heterogeneous, both A and B, none of this. So we know that in a solution, the components are in same phase, right? So this is only possible in homogeneous mixture. So this is our option. So this is our answer. Question number 3. A pure substance can only be a pure substance can only be option A, a compound, B, an element, or a compound, and D is a heterogeneous mixture. A heterogeneous mixture. So a pure compound can only be a compound. So a pure compound, we know that pure substance is further divided into two categories, element and compound. So pure compound can only be an element or the compound. Question number 4. Question number 4 is, which of the following is not a mixture? Which of the following is not a mixture? Tap water, distilled water, salt in water, fourth option is oil in water. So which of the following is not a mixture? Is not a mixture. Tap water is a mixture because it has some impurities in it. Salt in water is again a mixture. Oil in water is a mixture. So the correct option is distilled water, because in distilled water there is no impurities. No impurities. So distilled water is the right option. So this is the basic questions from the topics that we have discussed here. So our second topic is mole concept. Mole concept. So what is mole? First of all, we have to understand what is mole. So actually we can say that a mole is a chemist dozen. Okay. The mole concept allows chemists to count atoms. Okay, like if I say 1 dozen of anything is equal to 12 articles. So like that, 1 mole of anything is fixed. Okay, so we can say that mole is actually a unit of measurement. Okay, so in chemistry we usually count atoms and molecules, particles, ions. Okay, so for this purpose mole is used, and where mole is studied, the whole concept is called mole concept. Okay, so mole is a unit of measurement. It is used to count particle. It is used to count. It is used to count entities. The entities may be anything like atoms, ions, molecules, electrons, anything. Okay, so mole is a unit of measurement and it is used to count entities. Entities may be anything like atoms, ion, molecules, electrons. Ab like in 1 dozen, there will be 12 articles. The 12 number is fixed. Similarly, in mole, 1 mole, the amount of entities that are present in 1 mole is also fixed. So in 1 mole of anything is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 entities. Right? So similarly, 1 mole is equal to 6.0222 into 10 to the power 23 entities. If you are taking atom, 1 mole of atom, then it will be equal to itna atom. If we are taking 1 mole of molecule, then it will be equal to itna molecule. So this is fixed. And also, this number is also called Avogadro number. Avogadro number. Because Avogadro named as is a scientist and he discovered this number. So this is also known as Avogadro number and it is denoted by Na. Okay, so this is the thing. So before moving forward to this chapter, we should have some idea for the atomic mass unit, the basic fundamental things that we calculate usually, like atomic mass, molecular mass. So we will discuss first. So we will discuss it here. So by knowing mole concept, the next thing that we should understand is about some definition, the fundamental definition that we should know. So atomic mass unit. AMU. From atomic mass unit, there will come atomic mass and then gram atomic mass. Similarly will be case for molecular terms also, like molecular mass and gram molecular mass. So first of all, we will discuss atomic mass unit, right? So we will discuss molecular mass unit. Atomic mass unit. So atomic mass unit, the quantity 1/12th mass of an atom of C12 is known as atomic mass unit. For example, carbon. We know that the atomic number of carbon is 6. So in one atom of carbon, there will be 6 proton, 6 neutron and 6 electron, right? So for the calculation of one atom of mass of one atom of carbon, we have to calculate the mass of all of these things. But in calculation of mass of carbon, generally we ignore the mass of electron because the mass of electron is very less as compared to the mass of neutron and proton. Mass of neutron is equal to mass of proton, that is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram, and this number is actually called 1 AMU, right? And the mass of proton is equal to 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 27 gram, which is approximately equal to 1837 of mass of neutron or proton. So the mass of electron is very less as compared to the mass of neutron and proton. So for the calculation of mass, we will generally neglect the mass of electron. So for carbon, the mass of one atom of carbon will be equal to 6 proton plus 6 neutron. Now, since mass of proton is 1 AMU and mass of neutron is also 1 AMU, so we will take it as common factor. So our result will be 12 AMU. So from this, 12 AMU is equal to the mass of one carbon atom. So 1 AMU will be what? 1 AMU is equal to 1 by 12th mass of one carbon atom. So this is the definition of one atomic mass unit. One atomic mass unit is equal to the 1 by 12th mass of one carbon atom. Okay. And what is this mean? This is actually the mass of one carbon atom, right? 12 AMU. So by this we can say that the atomic weight scale is based on the carbon 12 isotope. Carbon 12 isotope. So what is then atomic mass? We understand atomic mass unit. Then what is atomic mass? Atomic mass, it is defined as the number which indicates how many times the mass of one atom of an element is heavier in comparison to 1 by 12th part of the mass of one atom of C12. So actually atomic mass is not like atomic mass, it is actually like relative atomic mass. The more appropriate word for this is relative atomic mass. Right? Now, gram atomic mass. So, gram atomic mass is important. So, we will discuss here gram atomic mass. Gram atomic mass. So, gram atomic mass is also called molar mass. Molar mass is mass of 1 mole. 1 mole. So by the name as well, we can understand the gram atomic mass is the mass of 1 gram of atom. So gram atomic mass is equal to mass of 1 gram of atom, and it is equal to mass of 1 mole of atom, and it is equal to mass of any atom, because we know that 1 mole is equal to Na, that is 6.0222 into 10 to the power 23 entities. So any atom, and it is equal to the mass of 6.0222 into 10 to the power of 23 atoms. Okay, so this is the thing. So for the so what is actually the gram atomic mass? So since the gram atomic mass is the mass of 1 mole of atom, so if we take 1 atom of carbon or any atom, we can take any atom here, just I am taking the example of carbon atom. So the one atom of carbon, mass of one atom of carbon is 12 AMU. So mass of 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 atom of carbon will be what? And this number is 1 mole. So it will be equal to the 12 into 1 AMU. 12 into like 12 to AMU into 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. So 12, what is the value of 1 AMU? What is the value of 1 AMU? It is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 and into 6.022. 6.022. I am writing in the next part of the board. (12) into 1 AMU into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atom 23. So 12 into 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 into 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23. So if we calculate all of these, we will get 12 gram. Okay, so mass of one atom of carbon is 12 AMU and the mass of 1 mole of atom is 12 gram. So from this we can simply say that when the numerical value of atomic mass of an element is expressed in gram, then the value become gram atomic mass, right? So this is the case. Now we will discuss some formula. Now we will discuss some formula for the mole concept. So the first formula is number of moles is equal to weight by molar mass or gram atomic mass. Okay, so molar mass or gram atomic mass or gram molecular mass, gram ionic mass, anything. So number of moles is equal to weight by molar mass or gram atomic mass. Next is number of moles is equal to volume in liter in STP is equal to 22.4 liter. Okay. So where V is the volume in liter in STP or NTP. So in case of gases, at STP is standard temperature pressure. At STP, temperature is 0 degrees Celsius and pressure is 1 atm. So at STP, 1 mole of any gas is equal to 22.4 liter of that gas. Okay, it means that 1 mole of any gas at STP occupies 22.4 liter in volume. Okay, since 1 mole is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power of 23 entities. So from this we can say that 1 mole of that gas is equal to 6.0222 into 10 to the power of 23 entities. Now, the third is third formula is number of moles is equal to N by Na. N is number of particles and number of particles, and Na is Avogadro number. Right. So in short, you can remember a chart from this. You will remember all these formulas. So we will write here. So the chart is, first of all, you have to draw 4 boxes. 4 boxes. Okay, 4 boxes. In the middle box, write number of moles. Number of moles. Number of particles. Volume of gas in liter at STP. Mass in gram. Okay, so if you have number of moles in your question and you have to calculate the number of particles, like you have to calculate the number of particles, then you have to multiply it with Avogadro number. And if you have the number of particles in your question and you have to calculate the number of moles, then you have to divide it with Avogadro number. Right? Similarly, if you have volume of gas at STP in your question and you have to calculate the number of moles, then you have to multiply it, divide with 22.4 liter. And if in your question number of mole is given and you have to calculate the volume, then simply multiply it with 22.4 number. Similarly, if mass is given and you have to calculate the number of moles, then divide it with molar mass. Divide the mass given with the molar mass. And if you have a number of moles in your question and you have to calculate the mass in gram, then simply multiply the number of moles with molar mass. Molar mass. So in this way you can remember this chart and all the formula. In the next, so this is all about for the today's video. In the next video we will solve some questions related to mole concepts and also some other portions. So till then, goodbye and keep learning.